Hello, Los Angeles Dodgers fans. We've got fresh, exclusive videos and the latest updates just for you. Before we dive in, make sure to join our channel and hit that like button. This is the best way to stay on top of all the breaking news. Los Angeles has been buzzing with talk around its baseball operations as fans and analysts alike try to piece together what the Dodgers might do next with their outfield configuration. Over the past few weeks, there's been growing attention on Teoscar Hernandez and his performance in right field. Hernandez has shown flashes of brilliance, making plays that remind everyone why he is considered such a valuable asset. But at the same time, there have been moments that highlight the struggles he has faced defensively. These challenges have sparked speculation about whether the team might consider moving him to left field, reshuffling the outfield in ways that could impact multiple positions and players. Earlier this week, a meeting between Dodgers President of Baseball Operations Andrew Friedman, manager Dave Roberts, and star outfielder Mookie Betts fueled further discussion. Many observers jumped to conclusions, thinking that a conversation between these key figures must signal a potential positional change or strategic shift. However, the reality was more nuanced. While the meeting was certainly productive and centered on the team's ongoing performance and areas for improvement, the specific topic of moving Hernandez to left field was not raised. Roberts made it clear that the Dodgers remain committed to their current defensive structure, keeping Betts in his established role and maintaining faith in Hernandez's ability to contribute effectively in right field. Roberts has been candid about Hernandez's defensive challenges, acknowledging that there have been times when he has struggled to cover the territory and make plays that many expect from a player of his caliber. Yet, he has also emphasized Hernandez's potential and his capacity to rise to the occasion. According to Roberts, there have been moments where Hernandez has performed admirably in right field, showing that he could be a formidable presence when his focus and execution align. The manager underscored that while there are areas for improvement, particularly in covering ground between first and third base, the idea of a positional switch is something the team is simply not there yet on. This highlights a broader approach by the Dodgers to address performance challenges while remaining patient and supportive of their players. Hernandez himself has addressed the issue publicly, reflecting on specific moments where he fell short in right field, most notably during a recent game against the Colorado Rockies. On that day, he missed several catches that ultimately contributed to the team's loss, breaking a modest winning streak. Despite the setback, Hernandez demonstrated professionalism and a commitment to moving forward rather than dwelling on mistakes. His response in the following games showed marked improvement, reinforcing the idea that while defensive lapses occur, the player is capable of correcting course and delivering results when it matters most. The balance between patience and accountability has become a defining characteristic of the Dodgers' approach to managing their outfield and maximizing player contributions. The potential reshuffling of Hernandez would not exist in a vacuum. The Dodgers' outfield is a complex puzzle, with multiple players capable of stepping into key roles depending on matchups, health, and performance trends. Tommy Edman, Alex Call, and Enrique Hernandez represent options for the third outfielder spot, each bringing unique skills and versatility. This flexibility allows the Dodgers to adapt strategically, creating lineups that are optimized against specific pitchers. For example, against right-handed starters, the ideal configuration might see Edman patrolling the outfield while Hye-Sung Kim anchors second base. Such adjustments are a reflection of the depth and talent available to the team, but they also require careful consideration of how shifts impact regular starters and playing time for other athletes, such as Michael Conforto. A move involving Hernandez could reduce Conforto's presence in the starting lineup, transitioning him to a bench role, which would inevitably alter dynamics both on the field and within the clubhouse. Beyond the outfield, the Dodgers have also been active in managing pitching depth, as evidenced by recent roster moves. Matt Sauer was recalled while Paul Gervis was optioned to AAA Oklahoma City. Sauer, returning for his fifth stint with the team, has shown himself to be a reliable innings eater, ready to contribute whenever called upon. While his overall record may not be eye-popping, his ability to eat innings and provide the rotation with flexibility is a critical component of the Dodger strategy, particularly as they navigate the grueling stretch run of the season. Meanwhile, Gervis, a younger pitcher acquired in a multi-team trade, represents the future of the bullpen, showing promise both in the minors and in limited appearances in the majors. His development and deployment are carefully managed, balancing the immediate needs of the team with long-term plans for depth and effectiveness. The Dodgers' approach underscores the delicate interplay between performance, potential, and strategic foresight. Every positional decision, roster move, and in-game adjustment is part of a larger blueprint designed to maximize both current results and future stability. Players like Hernandez are given room to grow while also being held to standards that ensure the team remains competitive. Managers and executives must weigh countless variables, from individual defensive capabilities to lineup chemistry and pitcher matchups. Each choice has ripple effects, influencing everything from game outcomes to player morale and development trajectories. In the midst of this strategic environment, players are also finding their own ways to respond and adapt. Hernandez's focus on learning from mistakes rather than letting them define him is emblematic of the culture the Dodgers aim to cultivate. It is a culture that values resilience, preparation, and incremental improvement, recognizing that a single game or series of errors does not dictate a player's worth or the team's success. This philosophy is particularly important as the Dodgers move deeper into the season, facing teams that are equally skilled and determined. Maintaining flexibility, patience, and a focus on execution is key to navigating the challenges that arise over the course of a long and demanding schedule. Defensive considerations, in particular, require constant evaluation. Outfield positioning, reaction times, and the ability to anticipate plays are critical components of a team's overall defensive strength. While offensive stats often dominate headlines, it is the quiet, sometimes underappreciated work in the field that can turn close games into victories or narrow losses into significant learning experiences. Coaches analyze positioning, player tendencies, and even environmental factors such as wind patterns and sun angles to ensure that the team is prepared for every scenario. In this context, discussions about potential positional changes, like the possibility of Hernandez moving to left field, are part of an ongoing assessment aimed at extracting maximum performance from each athlete while maintaining team balance. The Dodgers' broader defensive strategy also reflects their awareness of long-term goals. While immediate adjustments may be considered, the team is careful not to make reactive moves that could destabilize player confidence or disrupt the cohesion that has been built over the season. It is a delicate balancing act, blending short-term problem-solving with the vision of sustained success. Managers and front office staff collaborate to ensure that each decision aligns with both the current competitive landscape and the developmental trajectory of individual players. Meanwhile, the team continues to monitor the performance of its roster in real time, integrating statistical analysis with observational insights from coaches and players. Hernandez's performance, both offensively and defensively, is evaluated in context, considering factors such as opponent tendencies, pitch selection, and game situations. Adjustments are made not just based on isolated errors, but in terms of broader patterns and potential growth opportunities. This comprehensive approach ensures that player development is aligned with team success, creating an environment where improvement is expected and supported. Every game, every inning, and every play contributes to the evolving narrative of the season. For players like Hernandez, the challenge is to internalize lessons, refine skills, and deliver under pressure. For the Dodgers as an organization, the challenge is to manage talent, strategy, and resources in a way that maximizes wins while preparing for future seasons. The interplay between immediate performance and long-term planning defines the rhythm of the team's operations, influencing decisions about positioning, roster moves, and player utilization. At the heart of it, the story of Hernandez and the Dodgers outfield is about potential, adaptation, and the pursuit of excellence. It highlights how a single player's journey can intersect with team strategy, creating moments of tension, anticipation, and excitement for fans and analysts alike. The narrative continues to unfold with each game, each practice, and each strategic decision, offering a window into the complex, dynamic world of professional baseball where talent, strategy, and resilience converge. As the Dodgers continue to navigate the intricacies of their roster, attention inevitably turns to pitching depth, another cornerstone of the team's strategy. Matt Sauer's recent recall reflects not only his capability to contribute innings, but also the Dodgers' need for reliable arms capable of sustaining performance throughout the season. Sauer has been a familiar presence this year, making multiple appearances and stepping in whenever the rotation or bullpen required support. While his statistics may not capture the headline-grabbing excitement of a star closer or dominant starter, his value lies in consistency and versatility. Being able to rely on a pitcher who can eat innings and provide stability allows the team to manage workloads across the roster, preventing overuse injuries and maintaining effectiveness over a long stretch of games. Sauer's journey to this point is also a story of persistence and adaptation. Having made his major league debut with a different organization, he has returned to the Dodgers' setup multiple times, learning and adjusting with each stint. His ability to integrate into the roster, adapt to the pitching staff's needs, and deliver when called upon speaks to both his professionalism and the Dodgers' strategic approach in managing depth. For a team like Los Angeles, balancing the immediate requirements of the season with the development of pitchers who may play more critical roles in the future is an ongoing challenge. Each appearance, each inning, and each pitch contribute to a larger narrative about readiness, performance, and opportunity. On the other side of the roster shuffle, Paul Gervis's option to AAA Oklahoma City underscores the importance of timing and development. Gervis, a talented young pitcher acquired in a complex trade earlier in the season, has already shown promise in both the minors and his limited major league exposure. By sending him to AAA, the Dodgers are not signaling doubt about his ability, but are instead prioritizing long-term development, ensuring he receives the work and experience necessary to thrive at the highest level. His performance this year, highlighted by impressive strikeout totals and a strong earned run average in both the minors and majors, demonstrates his potential as a future cornerstone of the bullpen. The decision to manage his innings carefully is as much about nurturing talent as it is about winning games in the present. Returning to the outfield situation, the discussions surrounding Hernandez are emblematic of a team constantly balancing potential, performance, and strategy. Moving a player from right field to left field is not merely a positional change. It involves recalibrating the entire defensive alignment and assessing how each move impacts both current games and long-term plans. The Dodgers are acutely aware of how interconnected the outfield positions are, and any decision about Hernandez would have cascading effects. It could shift playing time for other outfielders, influence bench roles, and impact lineup configurations depending on pitcher matchups. In this context, patience becomes not just a virtue, but a critical strategy, allowing players to develop while maintaining the team's overall cohesion. Hernandez himself embodies the delicate balance of accountability and growth that the Dodgers foster. After struggling in a recent game, he did not allow mistakes to define him. Instead, he approached subsequent contests with focus and determination, demonstrating both resilience and a capacity to adjust under pressure. His improved performance in the following games served as proof that setbacks can be temporary and that learning and adaptation are central to professional success. This mindset aligns with the Dodgers' broader philosophy, fostering an environment where players are supported, challenged, and given the opportunity to reach their full potential. The discussion of defensive alignments also highlights the importance of versatility in modern baseball. Players like Tommy Edman, Alex Call, and Enrique Hernandez provide options that allow the Dodgers to adapt dynamically, depending on the opponent's pitching style or in-game circumstances. This flexibility is a tactical asset, giving the manager the ability to optimize matchups and make strategic choices that maximize the team's probability of winning. For example, adjusting the lineup to include Edman in the outfield and Hye-Sung Kim at second base against right-handed starters is not a casual decision. It is the result of careful analysis, statistical evaluation, and an understanding of individual player strengths. These decisions underscore the depth of thought and preparation that goes into daily roster management. The larger picture of team strategy also encompasses the interplay between offensive and defensive priorities. While Hernandez's defensive performance is a focus, the Dodgers also consider how positional decisions affect hitting, base running, and overall offensive output. Moving a player to a different outfield position could alter batting order considerations, pinch hitting opportunities, and the balance between left-handed and right-handed hitters. Meanwhile, the development of younger pitchers, such as Gervis, illustrates the Dodgers' commitment to sustained excellence. By carefully managing innings, evaluating matchups, and monitoring performance trends, the organization ensures that promising talent is nurtured while also contributing to immediate success. Gervis's trajectory demonstrates the balance between opportunity and growth, showing how a player can gain valuable experience without being rushed into situations that might hinder long-term development. This methodical approach is mirrored across the roster, reflecting a culture that prioritizes both short-term victories and long-term stability. Beyond individual players, the Dodgers' management of defensive performance is an ongoing process that integrates multiple perspectives. Coaches analyze tendencies, monitor player positioning, and assess reaction times to maximize efficiency on the field. Environmental factors, including wind patterns and sun angles, are also taken into account to ensure that players are prepared for the myriad variables that can influence defensive outcomes. This comprehensive attention to detail reinforces the team's commitment to excellence, demonstrating that success is built not only on raw talent, but also on preparation, adaptability, and strategic foresight. In addition, the psychological dimension of performance cannot be underestimated. Players like Hernandez face constant scrutiny, and the ability to recover from errors, stay mentally focused, and approach each game with confidence is critical. The Dodgers cultivate an environment where mistakes are addressed constructively, and players are encouraged to learn and improve. This approach strengthens individual resilience, fosters team cohesion, and ultimately contributes to better outcomes on the field. By emphasizing growth over punishment, the organization ensures that players remain motivated and engaged, even when facing challenges or setbacks. The intricate dance of roster management, positional adjustments, and player development highlights the complexity of running a successful professional baseball team. Decisions are never isolated. Each choice interacts with multiple elements of team strategy, from pitching rotations to batting orders, defensive alignments, and player morale. For the Dodgers, maintaining this balance is crucial, particularly as the season progresses and the pressure intensifies. Every game, every inning, and every play is a piece of a larger puzzle, with short-term results intertwined with long-term aspirations. As the season continues, the story of Hernandez and the Dodgers outfield remains a focal point for fans and analysts. It is a narrative defined by potential, adaptability, and strategic foresight, illustrating how individual performance intersects with broader team objectives. The Dodgers' ability to manage this interplay, making thoughtful decisions while supporting player growth, is a testament to their organizational philosophy and pursuit of excellence. Each game adds another chapter to this ongoing narrative, offering insight into the complex, dynamic world of professional baseball where preparation, resilience, and strategy converge. From defensive positioning to pitching depth, from player development to in-game strategy, the Dodgers operate in an environment where every detail matters. Hernandez's journey, Sauer's innings, Gervis's development, and the careful orchestration of outfield alignments all contribute to a team striving to achieve sustained success. Fans watching closely witness not just the outcomes of games, but the meticulous planning and adaptation that underlie every decision. In this way, the Dodger season is as much about the process as it is about the scoreboard, with each moment offering insight into the art and science of building a championship-caliber team. As the narrative unfolds, it becomes clear that the Dodgers' approach is deliberate, multifaceted, and forward-thinking. Every positional discussion, every roster move, and every in-game adjustment reflects a balance between immediate competitiveness and long-term stability. Players like Hernandez are encouraged to evolve, improve, and adapt, while the team leverages its depth and flexibility to maximize success. This strategy emphasizes preparation, analysis, and adaptability, demonstrating how a professional baseball organization navigates the complexities of a demanding season while laying the foundation for continued achievement in the years ahead. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. The baseball world woke up today to a storm that nobody saw coming, yet everyone had dreamed about in hushed conversations, and the whispers now echo across every dugout, press box, and sports bar in America. Ronald ACUñA Jr., the electrifying outfielder who has become synonymous with explosive at-bats, fearless base running, and highlight reel plays, is suddenly wearing Dodger blue. The move, shrouded in secrecy until the very last minute, has been described as nothing short of a thunderclap in the middle of a quiet summer afternoon. Rumors had occasionally surfaced about tension, about possibilities, about hidden phone calls between front offices, but few dared to imagine that the reigning face of Atlanta's franchise would be packed up and set down under the bright Hollywood lights of Los Angeles. And yet here he is, and the shock is palpable, rippling from the West Coast across every MLB city, leaving fans torn between disbelief and awe. This isn't simply a trade. It is a cultural earthquake, the kind of transaction that redefines what people believe to be possible in a sport steeped in tradition, contracts, and loyalty. If baseball is a game of numbers, contracts, and cold calculations, then this move feels like an act of raw theater, scripted for maximum drama. ACUñA Jr. arriving at Dodger Stadium, stepping into a locker room already brimming with stars, feels more like the latest plot twist in a Hollywood blockbuster than a calculated front office maneuver. His swing, his swagger, his smile, all of it now belongs to Los Angeles, a city accustomed to spectacle. But even this feels different, feels heavier. Across the league, managers and general managers scramble to assess what this sudden seismic shift means for the balance of power. The Dodgers, already a juggernaut with financial muscle and championship pedigree, may have just rewritten the story of the 2025 season with one signature. For Atlanta, the whispers about why they let go of their generational superstar are already spinning wildly, from quiet disagreements in the clubhouse to whispers of front office conflicts, though none confirmed, all left to fuel the intrigue. Every explanation feels inadequate against the enormity of what just happened, and that is exactly what keeps the rumor mill churning without rest. In sports, timing is everything, and the timing of this bombshell could not have been more dramatic. Just as fans were settling into the rhythm of a long season, just as pennant races were beginning to shape themselves, this single move has blown apart all assumptions. The Dodgers, with ACUñA Jr. now in their arsenal, look less like a contender and more like a dynasty in the making, while rivals in San Diego, San Francisco, and New York scramble to measure their own firepower against this sudden infusion of speed, power, and star power. Every at-bat ACUñA takes, every stolen base he dares, every smile he flashes at Chavez Ravine will carry the weight of both expectation and resentment. Baseball is a game of moments, and this moment will be remembered not for the stats it produces, but for the shockwaves it sent through every fan base, every clubhouse, and every press conference. The sense that something impossible just happened lingers like the smoke from fireworks, dazzling but unsettling. And as with any explosion, the aftershocks may be as powerful as the initial blast. Yet, amid the chaos, one can't help but notice the almost cinematic quality of this story, as if baseball itself wanted to remind everyone why it still matters in a crowded sports landscape. Ronald ACUñA Jr. is not just a player. He is a brand, a personality, a symbol of what modern baseball looks like when tradition collides with flair. The Dodgers have always had an eye for spectacle, from Jackie Robinson breaking barriers to Sandy Koufax rewriting pitching legacies, and now ACUñA stands poised to write his own chapter in that illustrious book. Critics say the Dodgers already had enough, that they did not need another superstar. But that is precisely why this move feels so intoxicating. It is not about need. It is about dominance, about rewriting the rules of engagement in a sport where money, power, and charisma intersect. For Atlanta fans, there is heartbreak and confusion, but also a grudging acknowledgement that baseball, in its ruthless unpredictability, never stops surprising. And surprise, more than anything, is what fuels passion in this game. As the sun sets over Los Angeles and the first images of ACUñA in Dodger blue begin to flood social media, the conversation is no longer about what happened, but about what will happen next. Will ACUñA thrive in the glare of Hollywood? Will his flair be embraced as showmanship or criticized as arrogance? And will his presence finally deliver another World Series banner to Dodger Stadium? These questions swirl louder than any definitive answer, and perhaps that is the point. Baseball thrives on speculation, on rumor, on the stories told between innings and in off-season chatter. And this move has injected more narrative fuel than the sport has seen in years. What is certain is that the Dodgers have shifted the landscape, that ACUñA Jr. will now be measured not just against opposing pitchers, but against history itself. And somewhere in the shadows, other teams are already plotting, already whispering, already wondering how to counter this bombshell. For now, the baseball world buzzes with one truth. Nothing will ever quite be the same again. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.